What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. I'm going to say something that I don't think I've ever said before, and I'm not sure if I will ever say it again, but Martell was right. Now, he's wrong about a lot, and he literally dresses up in the wrong clothing most of the time when he puts on those tight suits and those nut huggers shorts and the things that he wears, the Stacey Adams with no socks and whatever. But if you all have been on my platform for a while, you know that I'm not on people's side. I'm on right side, and and that's what it is. So you could be someone that I don't really care for, but if I don't feel that you're wrong, I'm going to say that. And when I just watched this most recent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I was like, oh my God, I was all here for it. But I'm going to play this clip and then I'm going to continue with my commentary.
You spoke to Marsau?
Yeah, man, we had dinner with him, and
Marsau just kind of,
he got that mouthpiece, bro. You have a black expo. You want to do it for the North Side or the community.
Yeah.
Black businesses. But you're going to say you didn't know we owned the daycare center?
Oh, he didn't know that?
That's what he said.
I didn't know you had a daycare either.
Well, that's true, but you and I are not as close.
That's correct.
You know what I'm saying? But regardless, I'm still a real estate broker in the area.
I would have loved to been that,
Right.
When we building over here.
Right.
We're bringing value over here.
You're bringing value, yeah. We've been doing it.
Apparently, they did get some sponsorship.
They didn't say how much it was?
No, Tisha didn't want to reveal that.
See, man, that was Nelly's suggestion.
Right.
You really got sponsorship after she said you can get sponsorship? Marsau and Tisha like, damn, I didn't think about that. So a lot of didn't think about it until the host goddamn introduced y'all to it.
I think he felt like he would only pay speakers if they were professional.
I was just at the BBC last year, and Melody spoke.
Yeah,
on the platform. She did very well.
Yeah, she's been speaking. She's a great speaker. She's going to be one of the better speakers that he can get. She was speaking when y'all asses up in the movie theater working with the big-ass suits on. You see why she should get paid to speak. Respect all of that. I just hate when people feel that they can use you and not respect the fact that they did use you.
Even with Scope, he made that comment of guess who owns Scope now.
Slap. When we started Scope, I said, we're going to bring you in, we're going to do the same thing that Holt does, and then you're going to buy me out. And that's what happened. It wouldn't be no Scope without me or Melody. For the duration of our lives, put some respect on it, because everything that you got now, you would not have touched anything if it would not have been us being friends to you and your family. That's why I don't like fake people. I just saw Marsau at the town hall, and if I had known that he was talking crazy like this, I would have confronted him then. To me, it don't make sense for Marsau to talk about Millie or myself like that, knowing that we made him. Don't forget, that be taken away from you. In many ways, you feel me? God don't play, and I don't play either.
All right, guys. Now, Martell, you are no god. But anyway, I was here for that. Now, of course, he's going to put himself in it, and I'm not going to take away any of the credit of Martell, better known as Hotel, always known as Arion's baby wipe. He will forever and always be that. But when it comes to Marsau, he is absolutely ungrateful and 100% jealous. And some people may think that Stormy was out of line for calling him the bitch, but in my personal opinion, based on these things, I think that's what he's acting like. I think that's the label that is appropriate for him. And a bitch is not a woman, so we need to get that clear. Actually, a bitch is a female dog. My husband has bred staffies for years, and that's one of the reasons why I would never accept anyone calling me that, because I'm not a female dog. But Marsau, he's definitely acting like one, and it is absolutely understood. I get it. I understand Melody, especially her feelings, and even Martell, because they presented an opportunity to this N-word, and he acts as if no one has done anything for him. He is that type of person that really believes that he is the most intelligent person in the room. And to see him having this conversation with Melody, to see him speaking about how he felt like anyone that was going to be a speaker at the Black Business Expo, they needed to have an established business. And he was speaking to Melody about how, well, if it were not for what he basically was saying, I'm just going to basically say it the way he was trying to avoid saying it. He wanted to say, if it wasn't for your millimeters, you wouldn't be selling your products, because those are the only people that's buying it. And they're only selling it because they like you, not because they like the stuff. That's pretty much what he was saying, guys. And you can let me know if you disagree with that, but that is absolutely what he was saying. And the truth of the matter is, he's jealous because people don't like him and his wife. It has nothing to do with Latisha's skin color. It has 100% to do with the color of her attitude. It has 100% to do with the color of his personality, which is dark. The color of her personality, which is dark. You know, when she said that Melody has a dark soul, it's really funny to me when people project things about themselves. Like, I laugh. The political field is comical to me and a bit scary in some circumstances, but it's really comical to me because when I hear the former president speaking about the current president and even other people that either have turned against him or whatever, he usually is speaking things about them that he is himself. That's projection. You know, when he talks about the Biden crime family, it's like, nigga, do you see like what you and your family have been involved in? But whatever. But I'm just using that as an analogy. Tisha and Marsau, they project and they are jealous. And Melody's not going out of her way to think about them, to try to make them jealous of her, to try to compete with them in any way, shape, or form. She's just being who she is. And if people are naturally gravitating towards her because that's what they like, and they also want to support her, that's a business. Straight up and down. He may not respect it, but she's not looking for his respect. She's paying him dust. So she's not looking for him to pay her respect, but 100% you're not going to lie about her, and you're not going to be out here and disrespect the business. You may not respect her, but you cannot disrespect the business because she's doing the doggone thing. Like she said, I'm still in property preservation. Oh, I didn't know you were still doing that. Really? Liar. Liar, jealous, and ungrateful. These people, Melody, Marsau, and Martell by proxy, got them into the business that they have, and they act as if they were doing this for as long as they have known Melody and Martell. So I giggled and laughed a little bit when Martell talked about Marsau being, he said, when you was at the movie theater in those big ass suits. I said, no, he is not going there. No, he's not going there. But see, that didn't surprise me because Martell really isn't a friend to anybody. He's absolutely a user as well. But a user knows a user. And that's one of the reasons why he got so irate with Marsau, because he knows that he's been used. Users will use, but they don't like to be used. It's really funny to me when people who, they treat people badly, they don't like people to treat them the same way. That old saying, treat people the way you would like to be treated. Like if you learn that skill, if you learn that character trait, not saying you won't be used, because users are out here in the world. That's just the world that we lived in. I know of a surety of that. But if you learn that trait and you operate in that way, yeah, you're going to get upset, but you're not going to be as angry as Marsau is. Because as you can see, even with Melody's just like, respect my business acumen. I definitely have been an entrepreneur for many, many years, and I'm not just selling t-shirts and e-commerce products that I just got into not, too very long ago. I am multifaceted, and I am respected in the industry. You may not respect what it is, but your disrespect doesn't stop me from being able to grow and thrive and pay my bills and build generational wealth. So screw your thoughts and opinions, Marsau. And it's really, really weird to me for someone to say they don't respect product-based businesses, but yet your wife and children are getting into that. So we already know you don't respect your wife, but do you not respect that business? I don't know how much money that business is making, but it probably isn't making much. So he probably doesn't respect theirs, but yet and still he's trying to do the exact same thing. And Letitia trying to do the exact same thing that Melody is doing. So who is the true business person? You know what I mean? I know that the scene that Melody and Marsau had, it was strictly for the TV show. I know that. And that's one of the reasons why she was smiling and just like, because she was just like, all right, when is this going to be over so that I can get up and bounce? Just like she got up and bounced out of that. What was it supposed to be? This meeting for people to share their thoughts and opinions on how the Black Business Expo went and giving critiques and also ideas to help them moving forward. Letitia was sitting there with a funky attitude. She did not want to hear what anyone really had to say. Marsau with his scowl, sitting there jotting notes. I'm quite sure he was not taking notes about anything that anyone was really sharing. And so again, was this just a scene for the show? Because they didn't really want to hear what anyone had to say. But it sounds like they're the ones that really need to help. They're being secretive. They did not want to disclose the sponsorship that they received and how much money they received as someone being a sponsor of the Black Business Expo. They were... And who knows, maybe they lied about that. Maybe they didn't even really get a sponsorship. So they just wanted to act as if they did. You never really know with these two. The shell game that they're playing, and I don't know if you all are familiar with shell games, but that's something from many years ago where someone would just be moving the different shells around on like a card table or a desktop or a tabletop or something like that. And you're supposed to choose which shell the item is under. And it's just like they're just moving things around. So for him to talk about Melody, to say, well, it just seems like you're just doing any and everything, throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. What? What are you talking about? He doesn't even get it. But someone that has that jealous spirit and that is extremely ungrateful, it's no wonder they're going through a lot of the things that they're going through now. We all go through stuff in life, and sometimes the things that we go through are unwarranted and undeserved, and it's just a part of life. Because even the Bible says we'll go through trials and tests and tribulations. But them being sued for fraud to the tune of $5 million, and when Melody called him out on him filing bankruptcy, she said, well, as a person who was going through divorce and my husband filed for bankruptcy, it was something that I did to protect and cover myself. It's called bankruptcy protection. You filed because you don't know how to handle your finances. And boom. I mean, he didn't have a response to that because it was the truth. I cannot stand people who are ungrateful. People who have a jealous spirit, they just need to own it and do something to rid themselves of it, whether it's a spiritual cleanse, whether, they need to get some deep therapy, whatever it is that they need to do, because more often than not, the person that people are jealous of, you either don't know them, or if you know them, they possibly could be the ones to help you if you're in a situation and you're in a bind. But when you burn those bridges or bite the hand that feeds you, so to speak, like Marsau and Letitia have done, in my personal opinion, then those people that could possibly help you out, they don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. So for him to be all in this ego that he has, it's going to be destructive. And honestly, I'm here to watch and see what happens. I don't follow the court case and what's going on in the courts, but when people bring out information, I'm going to listen and see what's going on, because this man is terrible. I mean, I believe he's just as terrible, if not more, than Martell, to be honest with you. Someone that would do what he did to his wife and children, meaning Martell, I'll never have any respect for that. But Marsau and him, the way he handles people, the way he is in business, the way he's operating, the way he has his wife as the primary owner of the business with a higher percentage, just using her for her gender and her ethnicity, period, to help them out in business. That's really what it's all about. He's dangerous. He's dangerous. And I don't have any respect for him. None whatsoever. And I don't think them being on this show is doing them any favors, but unfortunately, they're not going to let it go because they need the check. They need that check. That's probably how they're able to get their allowance, like they talked about in the last episode, where I think he said his allowance is $3,500 a month and hers is $5,000 a month. And listen, I don't know what the cost of living is like in Huntsville, Alabama. My husband only lived there for a year when he was working in Iraq years ago. I want to say that was back in 2018. Yeah, 2018 to 2019. And that's when I first started learning about the show, which is one of the things that intrigued me about this show and watching it, right? But the cost of living isn't that high down there. And I don't know what there is that they would need to spend that much money, just not even on their own household bills, because that's their allowance. That's not for the bills and things like that. What are you spending $8,500 a month on? That's foolish. You cannot tell me that Melody was not right when she said that they don't know how to handle finances, because it sounds like they're about to be filing bankruptcy again. What are you spending that much money on? The outfits that Letitia wears, in my personal opinion, look absolutely horrible the majority of the time. Almost every time you see her, her hair is done differently. Like, are these people just charging you out of the woo-ha because they know that you're on this show and you are paying that much money? Because it's absolutely ridiculous. Y'all need to save that money, because who knows how much longer this show is going to last. And you obviously don't really know that much about the business that the Holts at the time, mainly Melody, got you into and allowed you to buy them out of it. And now you're acting as if they didn't help you to get to where you are. I just can't stand ungrateful people. And that jealous spirit, the Bible says it goes deeper than the grave, and it looks like they're digging their own ditch. And listen, guys, we're just here to watch and enjoy the show. I don't wish for anybody's downfall, but sometimes people just really need to wisen up, wake up, and get it together. And when you have that ego like he has, it's something that's not going to benefit him in any way. And we already know his wife doesn't have the mouthpiece to speak up and stand up. And so she's just going to go along to get along. But anyway, whatever. But I just wanted to talk about that. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.